Imagine yourself on a cold autumn night in Chicago where golden leaves dance in the wind, and the city lights twinkle like earthly stars. It is in this setting that we find Olivia Hawthorne, a 35-year-old woman sitting in front of her laptop, the screen. Glow, illuminating her pensive face, her fingers hover over the keyboard, hesitant as if about to unleash an avalanche of consequences. Olivia was not an unhappy woman, at least. Not in the conventional sense, married for 10 years to a successful executive. She had a comfortable life in the Chicago suburbs. They owned a spacious house, too, cars in the garage, and took annual vacations at exclusive resorts from the outside her. Life seemed perfect, an embodiment of the American dream, but inside Olivia felt an expanding void, a silent abyss growing within her chest. Their marriage, once passionate and full of promise, had settled into a monotonous routine Michael spent more and more time at. The office buried in spreadsheets and conference calls, dinner table conversations once lively and intimate had turned into awkward silences or superficial discussions about bills and social commitments. Olivia found herself yearning for something more, for a connection that would make her feel alive again. It was in this state of emotional vulnerability that Olivia stumbled upon an online forum for literature lovers. There, amidst passionate discussions about Hemingway and Austen, she met James. It started innocently exchanged comments about a novel, then private messages debating the symbolism in a poem, but soon the conversations became more personal, more intimate. James seemed to understand Olivia in a way Michael hadn't. For years now, sitting in front of her computer, Olivia faced a moral crossroads. James had suggested a meeting, something real, beyond the virtual world they had. Built, her heart pounded, a mix of excitement and guilt. She knew she was on the brink of something dangerous, something that could destroy everything she and Michael had built together. Take a deep breath and feel the weight of this decision. How would you react if you were in Olivia's place? Loneliness can be a treacherous companion, whispering promises of happiness into ears, desperate for affection. As Olivia contemplated her next move, memories of her marriage with Michael flooded her mind. She recalled their wedding day, the gleam in his eyes when he said, "I do." She remembered the late-night conversations that stretched until dawn, the dreams they shared, the hardships they had overcome together. But those memories felt like they belonged to another life, to different people. With trembling fingers, Olivia began typing a response to James. The words flowed easily charged. With emotion and anticipation, she knew she was about to cross a line from which there would be no return. The cursor blinked, waiting for the final click that would send the message. In that moment, Olivia felt the weight of years of unacknowledged loneliness, of repressed desires and abandoned dreams. Would be no return. The cursor blinked, waiting for the final click that would send the message. In that moment, Olivia felt the weight of years of unacknowledged loneliness, of repressed desires and abandoned dreams. Have you ever felt this way, trapped between the comfort of the familiar and the temptation of the unknown? It is in moments like these that our choices define who we truly are. As Olivia hesitated, the sound of a key turning in the front door startled her. Michael was home earlier than usual. In a swift, instinctive movement, she closed the laptop. Her heart pounding, guilt and adrenaline coursed through her veins, blending into a toxic cocktail of emotions. "Olivia, I'm home." Michael's voice echoed through the house, carrying a note of exhaustion, but also something else. Joy. Olivia took a deep breath, trying to steady her frayed nerves. She was about to respond when Michael stepped into the office, a tired but genuine smile on his face. "Hey, love," he said, leaning in to kiss her cheek. "I have a surprise for you." Olivia felt a wave of nausea. Did he know? Had he discovered her online conversations? But Michael's smile showed no sign of accusation or hurt. "I managed to take a week off," he continued, his eyes shining with excitement. "I thought we could finally take that trip to New York you've always wanted, just the two of us. Like old times." "What do you think?" Olivia's world seemed to spin. Michael's offer was like a beacon of hope. Amid the storm of her conflicting emotions, she looked at the closed laptop, thinking of the unsent message to James, then back at her husband's expectant face. In that moment, Olivia found herself standing at a crossroads that would define not just her future, but also her very identity. The path ahead diverged. On one side, the thrill of the unknown, with James on the other, the chance to reconnect with the man she had once promised to share her life with. What will Olivia choose? How will this decision shape her future and the lives of those around her? The consequences of her actions are about to unfold, leading our story down unexpected and emotionally charged paths. Olivia's decision in that crucial moment was like a silent earthquake, imperceptible to the outside world. Yet, devastating within her with a forced smile that masked the turmoil in her chest, she accepted Michael's proposal for the trip to New York. Her words sounded strange, even, to her own ears as if spoken by someone else. Of course, love, that sounds wonderful. Gil and excitement swirled in her stomach, creating a nauseating sensation she struggled to hide. In the days that followed, Olivia found herself trapped in an emotional limbo. Every affectionate gesture from Michael, every genuine attempt he made to reconnect felt like a knife twisting in her heart. She watched as he made plans for the trip, his eyes gleaming with an enthusiasm she hadn't seen in years. It was as if the old Michael, the one she had fallen in love with, was re-emerging before her eyes, and yet in moments of solitude, her thoughts. She found herself staring at her phone, wondering if James had sent another message, if he was waiting for her. The guilt consumed her, not just for the near betrayal, but also for the lies she was now living. Every smile for Michael, every goodnight kiss felt like a facade, a performance in a play she couldn't escape. Think for a moment, have you ever felt torn between what your heart desires and what you know is right? It's like being adrift at sea, seeing two safe harbors, but knowing you can only choose one as the trip to New York approached. Olivia's anxiety grew. She knew this journey could be a turning point in her marriage, a chance to rediscover the love that seemed to have been lost in the years of routine and distance. But the shadow of James loomed over her, a constant temptation. Oh, what if that echoed endlessly in her mind? One night, while Michael slept soundly beside her, Olivia gave in to temptation. With her heart racing and hands trembling, she picked up her phone and opened the messaging app. There was her last conversation with James, abruptly cut off. Days ago, she began to type, the words flowing like a dam, finally breaking. James, I'm sorry for the sudden silence. My life has been turned upside down these past few days. I don't know what I'm doing or what I feel. You awaken emotions in me that I thought had died long ago, but I'm scared. Scared of what this means. Scared of what could happen. I'm about to take a trip with my husband and attempt to save something that may already be lost. Part of me wants to cancel everything and run to you, but another part is terrified of that idea. I'm torn, James. What should I do? Olivia's finger hovered over the send button. In that moment, the world seemed to hold its breath. The ticking of the clock on the wall was deafening. In the silence of the night, Michael's steady breathing beside her was a constant reminder of the life they had built together. Olivia closed her eyes, feeling the weight of her decision like a physical burden on her shoulders. Take a deep breath and put yourself in Olivia's place. Feel the weight of this decision, the power a single message can have in altering the course of multiple lives. With a swift, almost involuntary movement, Olivia pressed send. The message vanished from the screen, sent into the digital ether, carrying with it the confessions of her tormented heart. The instant she did it, a wave of panic crashed over her. What had she done? How could she take it back? The days that followed were torture for Olivia. Every notification on her phone made her heart leap, torn between fear and hope for a response from James. Meanwhile, preparations for the New York trip continued. Michael seemed more attentive than ever, surprising her with small gestures of affection she hadn't experienced in a long time. Each display of love was like a dagger of guilt in her chest. The night before the trip arrived, and there was still no response from James. Olivia oscillated between relief and disappointment as she packed her bags. Olivia oscillated between relief and disappointment as she packed her bags. Her hands trembled slightly, her mind a battlefield of conflicting emotions. Then her phone vibrated with a notification, a message from James. With her heart in her throat, Olivia opened it. Olivia, your words touched my soul in a way I can't describe. I understand your confusion and your fear because I feel them too. What we have is special, something rare and precious. But I also know that what you have with your husband is a story of years, a life built together. I can't and won't ask you to throw that away. Go to New York. Give your marriage a chance if after that you still feel that what we have is something you can't ignore. I'll be here, but don't destroy something real for a possibility you deserve. Clarity and certainty. Find them on this trip. James's words hit Olivia like a punch to the stomach. She didn't know if she felt relieved or devastated. The maturity and understanding in his message only made things more difficult. Silent tears streamed down her face as she reread the message, trying to process her emotions. Love, have you seen my charger? Michael's voice pulled her back to reality. Quickly, she wiped her tears and hid the phone. Are you okay? Michael asked, noticing her red eyes. Olivia forced a smile. Yes, just a little emotional about the trip, it wasn't entirely. A lie that night lying beside Michael Olivia felt as if she were standing on the edge of a cliff. The trip to New York was no longer just an attempt to reconnect with her husband, it had become a journey of self-discovery. A search for clarity amid the fog of her conflicted emotions as sleep finally claimed her. Olivia couldn't help but wonder what would New York reveal. Would her marriage find new life? Or would she discover that her heart had already set sail for new horizons? The answers awaited in the bustling streets and shining lights of the city that never sleeps, ready to unfold the next chapter of her life. The plane touched down at LaGuardia Airport on a typically autumnal New York morning. The sky was painted in shades of gray, with a light drizzle falling over the city that never sleeps for Olivia. This atmosphere perfectly mirrored the emotional storm raging inside her as she followed Michael through the airport exit. Her mind drifted between the tangible present and the ethereal possibilities she had left behind in Chicago. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself in Olivia's place. Feel the weight of the choices left unmade, the scent of an unfamiliar city mixed with the familiar fragrance of your spouse. How would you handle this whirlwind of emotions? The yellow taxi weaved through the busy streets of Manhattan, taking the couple to a boutique hotel in the heart of the Upper East Side. Michael, as excited as a child on his first trip, pointed out the iconic skyscrapers and elegant storefronts. Olivia tried to share his enthusiasm, but every forced smile felt like a small betrayal, feeding the guilt that gnawed at her.